All right, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, a good start to your weekend here. We're going to be working on more of finishing up my OC art character sheet. Oh my god, I can't talk today. For my webtoon character, JoJo. She is a sniper, so she has a sniper rifle. So we were working on designing her rifle, so we can go ahead and finish up the character sheet, so I can have it like be accurate when I put her on the when I put the rifle. Oh my god, words are hard. Anyway, let's hop on over here. So this is the design, at least for the front view, that I came up with for her. As you can see, I have a placeholder rifle here, and this is the actual design for the rifle that we got so far. We got a side view. I think the next thing I'm going to work on here is this top view, because that's going to be a little bit more important as far as how I have it positioned here. And then I'll do the 3/4 view, and then we can see if we can slap it on her, in a way that that reads correctly. So I am also not necessarily good at weapon design, so this is a bit of a challenge for me. So anyway, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna try to translate these like top and side shapes to the silhouette here. The best I can. Alright, so I'll definitely have to have these come out a good way. Well, we got yeah. They come out to like here. Actually, they kind of continue a little bit up here past the top of it, because I have the that like pattern where it has like the indents, so I'll have to cut those out. Do that. And this isn't quite the exact top of it here, so we're gonna have it be a little less prominent on that side. That's a little bit better there. And let's see, so the way this is angled too, we would see a little bit of this magazine down here. And the where it holds it, so something like that. Just a little bit of that you would see. Actually, it would come out more like this. Kind like that. Maybe a little fatter, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Trying to make them like roughly about the same size here. This is actually where the bottom of the magazine would show. And I have a little bit of a lip out on it, so let's do that. Alright, that's pretty close. Hey, Pensy, how's it going? Glad you could make it. Alright, and we extended the stock back here. So, let's, oh, it's extended from this point, looks like. So I definitely need to make it thicker. A little bit there. I probably should have put some like guides on this. That would have made my life a little bit easier, right? Alright, we're gonna have it so it's a little bit comes over and then it like overlaps by that. I feel like that should still actually come out more. So let's go ahead and do that. That looks a little bit better. And it probably should have some thickness coming out this side too. Let's see, what else can we do here? So we can kind of have, we can have this come and extend because it comes to about there. And that thickens that up a little bit on that side because it's kind of like down the line of sight there. Oh, storming all night? Oh, that's probably why it's so windy here. It's like hella windy here. Thanks, I'm glad it looks good. I'm trying my best. Alright, this is kind of like... Actually, I gotta see how far I took that. Oh yeah, it is straight. Okay. And it kind of stops around where I am now. That kind of goes like that, where we're gonna have the scope. And we're not going to be able to really see the little indent in it here. Alright, so we need the scope from the top. It's kind of hard to do while having both like in a view that I can actually see. And we're going to have to adjust some of these like lines down here. So there's a little bit here where we got this number and we need to have where it's being held on from here. So a little bit here, maybe a little bit wider. Like that. And then we need a little bit where this button is to kind of stick off. Yeah, the weather's been nuts lately. And then we need the little textured part where It's in between the where the eye hits. That. And then we need and that'll be where she looks into the scope. And that kind of looks about good for the shape. Now I just need to change the lines up here a little bit. I'm actually going to get rid of this multiply for now because I need to finish these lines and these lines first. Alright, let's see. So we got our magazine area. That doesn't come quite straight. So more like that. And from this angle we would see a bit of the where it has the like thickness to it. And I might not get this perfect, but you know what? It's going to be good enough that we can hopefully translate it to our OC here without an issue. Trying to see how I have this. Gotta kind of remember to try to do the opposite lines here. Man, this is like really hard when I'm like dyslexic like this. Maybe if I flip it this way. Maybe that'll work better for me. Oh yeah, so this is off that last line that I did. So it goes more like that, and then goes like this way. And then it goes that way. Oh yeah, it makes stuff like this like way more difficult than it should be. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of line thickening on here. Alright, so we got that part. Now we need this, and I realize that this is more of a solid line here, so I'll have to adjust the silhouette. That's okay. So we'll kind of have it like that. it actually comes in a little bit like that. Yeah, that's a little bit more right. That, and then that. Make sure I leave enough thickness at the bottom, which I'm not right now, so that. And that, and it's close enough. I'm just sticking up some of these lines here where they connect. Just want to make sure that it's consistent with like how I'm drawing the webtoon. Alright, so that looks good for there. Alright, I need to get this stuff going on here. To connect. Let's actually have a little bit of a spot here where we can get some of the width of them, since it's the top view. Probably could have made that. I could actually make that thicker. I think that would look better. So we'll do it from like here and from here. Did you have a good time with your family? I know you said that you had been doing stuff with your family, so. Alright, so. Like that. And this. Should probably see how many of these I have. 3 total, so they need to be decently fat. Trying my best to keep some sort of perspective in mind here. So it'll kind of come more like that. And this is just me guessing on the perspective here. Trying to think of like the shape. So we got 1, 2, maybe one more. One of these days I will take the time to fully learn some perspective here. One day I'll be a big boy. Ooh, nice. That sounds cool. That sounds like a great time. Adventures with doggos are always fun too. We're gonna do this, and then we have it kind of curved like that. And cross, and some of these are going to be a little fatter than they probably should be, but it's okay. It gets the point across. And then we can connect that, and reconnect that. Kind of clean it up a little bit. You know, I should also have some corners on it like this. That would probably help a little bit more with the shape of it and the perspective. Oh, well, at least you guys got to go this year. I don't know why I'm going across that like I need to be precise with it. Nope, that's not right. Near this. And then the little glowy parts are indented a little bit. So we'll have it kind of go like that. And then we can have let's have some depth to the glowy part here. There we go. No. Big boss. The biggest boss. The bestest boss. I'm going to do my best to try to finish your commission this weekend too, by the way. Because I want to get that to you before for the holidays, so you can get it printed. I made pretty good progress, so I got like one of the biggest areas done, so that helps. I had started working on the hair last night, actually. My sister-in-law was excited about it because she loves femboys. Femboys are her jam. Yeah, I gotta finish yours. I gotta do some edits to Three Frogs commission, and then hopefully I'll get some more commissions from my VGen. Cough, cough. I have a VGen. It's live. I have a holiday sale 25% off all my services. Same name, Ardaniki VT. Get some pretty cool art from me. Just saying. Oh yeah, I'll let her know. Oops, I just realized I had a thicker line on this one. And I keep losing my mouse. I hate when I do that. Just have the thicker line across the top here. Just so it's consistent. Then we'll have the thinner line. Probably should have here too. Just a little bit, just to give it some depth. I think it's actually like recessed into it. Let's kind of thicken that up, and we'll thicken it up across here. And across there. Should probably do the same here. There we go. Okay, that's the one side. I think these next two angles will go a little bit faster since we got the majority of the design finished already. I gotta think about this again with my dyslexia. So should go. If I want to do this the opposite way, it's got to go a little bit like that. So I need this, and then it's got to go in a little bit. Yeah, something like that. It's not perfectly lined up, but we get the idea. Hey, what's up, berries? Hey, it's okay. That's important, Fancy. Go do the important stuff. That is definitely, you know, something you should work on. You know what, at this angle, you would actually, these would cut a little bit here. Kind of in like that. Probably should have done it more with that one too, but I think it'll be okay. We're not going for perfection here, we're just something I can look at when I go to draw it. How's your day so far, Berries? Hope you're having a really good start to your weekend. And what we'll do is put that in. You know what? I can actually do that. Cross. And then I can... If I can get my brain to work, then I can do this. Haha. Haha ha ha. Trying to be smart. Hey, I get the sleepy. I was working on Pensie's commission last night, and then before I went to bed, I played some Monster Hunter Wilds. Farming Gog Mazios, Goggy Boy, Walter Goggins. It's a really cool fight. I like it. I'm glad it's not as hard as Omega, but still cool. I don't need ultra hard fights all the time, especially if it's something I'm gonna farm. I'm not like a hardcore player or anything. I don't try to do like speed runs. I probably could. Like, I'm not bad at the game. It's actually one of the games I'm pretty good at. It's kind of crazy. Like, as I've gotten older, I feel like my gaming skills are kind of getting like worse, and I don't know why. Because I love games, and I'm excited for the games I get to play now. But I don't know. Something about getting older just makes me like considerably worse at games. At least some games. I don't know if it's just like my neurons don't fire quite as quickly as they used to, or I don't know what it is. I got a dim light bulb. It kind of like sputters and flickers. Not enough wattage or current. Oh, you probably don't even know what we're working on here. So, let's see. So I'm designing the sniper rifle for my sniper character, JoJo. So I've got like a placeholder gun right now, but we're working on, of course, making like a gun that I can draw like consistently for her. So that's what we're working on. I'm really happy with like her design, like her outfit and everything. I think she looks badass. So I'm just trying to translate this into these different angles so I can draw it. Easier said than done. I'm slightly like dyslexic, so that does not help. And I certainly have not mastered perspective. I need to actually work on like my fundamentals one of these days. Gotta put the fun back in fundamentals. But for real, they are like really important for art. And I've been like super slacking on them, so like, especially like I said, like my perspective here, I've just been like freeballing it. I think I do alright for it, like, you know, not being like technically correct. It looks okay at least. It doesn't look too off. Oh man, it's warm in here. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I get like really, really like warm and toasty when I'm doing artwork. I know my roommates like to crank up the heat too. I'm a northern mountain boy, so I like it. I like it a lot colder in my, either in my room or like if I have an apartment. Havoc and I usually have it set to like 68 or less. And then the winter we just use like a space heater because you don't really need to turn your power on for heating. Like one space heater, like somewhere like say like downstairs, like if you have a multi-floor or if you just have a single floor, is enough to heat an entire house. Now, of course, your power goes out. That sucks, but you know. There, got those done. Oh wait, just remembered. I need to add a little bit of a indication here that they kind of go like this. This line's kind of fat though. At least on the ends here. So we're going to do that. And we're going to fix the silhouette at the end too so it matches the new line work. There we go. Gives it more of a shape because it's kind of like the grip area. Okay. So I've got this that goes across the top. Which I had it kind of stick up a little bit. It actually kind of... Would it have been in front of that? No. No, it would be just across here. Alright, I'll have to adjust the silhouette for that. I thought about that incorrectly. That's okay though. Alright, where does it go to? It goes to about here. And it just kind of sticks up. And then with the perspective, we'd see a little tiny bit of the where it's raised. Oops, let's see if I can put this in the right spot. Yes! I did it. Alright, well, that was easy because I can't really see the things on the side. Not from the top at least. Alright, so we got that. Should probably add the extension of the barrel here. So we have that come out, that come out. Come in a little bit there, a little bit there. Maybe. That might be right, I don't know. You can tell I'm super confident in my freaking perspective here. Oh, okay, I see. So it needs to come in a little bit here, go like this, and then come a little bit farther, and then come like that. And then we can have it. I could go like that. I think that looks kind of right. We're gonna say it does. Again, we're not going for perfection here. Let's go ahead and thicken some of these lines where they connect here, so it still has like the same line style. There we go. And then the final part, like the muzzle part of it, the muzzle brake. I think that's what they're called. I don't actually know. I'm not a gun person, so. Couldn't tell you. Actually, let's have it be here. And then we'll do this. I know this is like kind of more squared off than it probably should be, but like I said, my fundamentals are a little weak when it comes to this. Oh, I see. Extend it a little more like this. I don't know if that's correct either. Let's do that. And then we could do, oh my god, I'm roasting so bad in here. Surely I will die. Alright, let's see. Then I had it kind of go like this on the sides. Like that. Something like that. So I gotta make that a thing where, like, right here it's kind of angled as well. Kind of like that. You wouldn't really be able to see a bunch of that angle, but oh, I see. So I had it like this. Let's go ahead and let's delete this. And we had kind of like this rectangle shape on the side here. Actually, that might protrude. It actually might look better if it protrudes too, so let's do that. Me using some fancy words here. Yes, it protrudes. Alright, so let's do that. That'll actually help it with the silhouette too, so it doesn't look so so flat, so jank. So it's kind of like that. I think it's a better way to represent it. how far does this rectangle go? It kind of goes all the way in back into this here, so take it and I'm gonna have it actually come like this. Ah, yes, my very good technical skills. This is definitely like my weakest area as an artist. But that's okay. We can work on it, you know? We're going to do what we can with the skills that we do have, and then over time, we learn and we grow. So if you don't know how to do something, do not feel bad. There are definitely other artists too that don't know how to quite convey what they want. Nobody's perfect. There we go, that's better. Let me go ahead and save. And in reality, the only people that might notice flaws in your art are like artists that are like farther along in their art journey than you. So, and I'm sure like if they still enjoy your art, they're not going to bother you about it. I personally won't bother anybody about it. I think that's rude. Unless they ask for like, advice or like a critique or something. That's a different story. I can be like, okay, well, these are the things that you do really well. These are my suggestions of what I would do to focus on to get some growth. That kind of thing. As long as it's like, it's got to stay positive, Like hitting somebody like with all their flaws, like right out the gate without giving them any sort of positive reinforcement is just, demoralizing and rude. It's kind of the same vein when people are like shitty about like, when someone from like a different race cosplays or draws somebody, it's still the character. It doesn't matter what race they are. If you're nitpicking somebody for that, then you're just an asshole. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Let people have fun with the things they enjoy. Alright, let's get the scope going. We're all nerds in different ways. So let your nerd flag fly, regardless of what people think. What matters is that you have fun. Actually, let's go back. Make that a little bit fatter. Make it come out more like that. And we're gonna bring it. And we're gonna bring it in. We're going to get rid of these lines here because they'll just confuse me. No. Eraser. That's what I want. There we go. this away. Oops. And like that. Maybe it needs to come more from like right there. I keep trying to select my eraser, and it's like, hey, you want to fill that, right? And I'm like, no, I don't. Why are you like this? So I'm also noticing some difference in shape here. It's like every time I zoom out, I'm like, wait a minute. That. And then when I don't want the eraser, it's like, how about the eraser? Like, come on, bro. What are you doing to me? I thought we was friends. Bottom one needs to come out more. Oh man, this is all janky. That's fine though. That is way off now. Dang it. Right, maybe if I bring that in, then to there. I have to bring it in more. That's what I have to do. It's kind of lopsided in the shape, but that's okay. The main thing here is that I have a general idea of what to draw when I go to draw it, so it doesn't just like randomly look different. It's okay if things are a little off. Like, especially when you're doing like a webtoon or a comic, like, you know, chasing perfection the whole time means your chapters are not going to get out. So as long as things read like well enough that the viewer can tell that things are like at least close to right, that's good enough. And I can link several modern like published comics where the art is absolute garbage, but it's from like Marvel or like a big company, and they still do well. So never get imposter syndrome about the level of your artwork, because there is some really bad comic artists out there that are like getting paid some bank to still be bad at it. I'm talking stuff that looks like first draft like sketches as like finished artwork, quote unquote finished artwork. And I'm like, bruh. You really gonna sell it just like that? Oh, okay. Oops, I gotta extend this actually. I just realized that this is supposed to be much longer. So we're gonna bring it to here. So, dang it. So we're gonna extend. And that. And get it on the same plane. There we go. Extend it down here. A little bit more. There we go. And we can get rid of this so we can clean that up. Dang it. Did it again. Those. There we go. That's a lot better. Trying my best to pay attention to somewhat to the proportions. It's kind of hard. I really probably should have done these on different canvases, like for the different views, but that's okay. We're already here, so. Alright, so let's get these textures. So I've got one that's a little bit longer. Like that. Oops. Oh, and by the way, I mean, good for those artists for like having a job, you know. That might have sounded like hate, and I did not mean it that way. I just mean like don't get imposter syndrome because there are people that have like legitimate like careers and yeah. I feel like a lot of these companies care way less about quality than they do for like production, so keep that in mind too. I think that's actually more apparent than ever, especially with like all the AI slop. I may be a Scorpio pig, but I only like my slop when it comes to food. Not my media. My media needs to be excellent cuisine. Give me 5-star media. Especially for IPs that I like. Or we'll fight. We'll have fighting words. this out a little bit, I think, and then bring it like that. Make it decently thick so there's padding around where through the viewfinder. Yeah, it's really hard to design things for like a webtoon because they really need to be like as simplistic as possible while still conveying like their function. Like I do not recommend going in like I did when I first started, just doing chapters, like trying to do it like off the fly. That was a bad idea. I should have done a lot of like these sheets, but I was just like so excited about the story and I wanted to get it going that I got way too excited and I jumped the gun. And my skills weren't exactly where I needed to be to convey everything I needed. So that's why we're going back and redoing this now. Oh, I need the other side of this too. Where it's like holding it. So let's do that and just go. That's kind of like a straight. Let me give it a little bit of a. There we go. Yeah, the only real time we're going to be putting like a ton of detail into this rifle is when it's like, like a major, like it's part of the big part of the composition of the shot. Otherwise, we don't have to worry about like detail quite as much. Right, I'm going to draw through this so I get it on the same side here. Do the same over here. That way, and that way. I'll have to fix that one. worries. That, and then this would actually be on the inside now that I'm looking at it. So I actually need it over here. This is going to be where the little adjuster knob sticks out here. Like that. That's good enough. And then I just need where I did some of these lines here. So let me do this. So how did I do this? So, like that. Actually, let me make this the thicker line. Like that. And then comes up. Just like that. And then a little bit like that. And then looks like I extended this to there. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. We got this. We got this. That goes like that. And then that's actually fine right there. Okay. And I just got to do it on the other side too. Like that. And what I've done for this design is Clip Studio Paint has a lot of really nice free assets. This was a sci-fi rifle 3D asset that I found on there, and I'm just like modifying it for my own, so it's not one for one. That way I can use the 3D asset to place it in like somewhat the right perspective, and then just modified it to draw it. Oh, wait. I did that last line wrong. It's not like that. It has more thickness to it. Goes out more. Trying to figure out how I did this. It is so difficult to think of things in like different angles. And again, I'm probably not doing this 100% right, so don't take what I'm doing as like the gospel here. Because, yeah. And I think what I did is I had it so it kind of tapers here. Gotta remember with the perspective, it's a little like that, and then we're gonna have it come kind of like this. So it's got like where it kind of like ramps up a little. I think that's what I was going for. Could be wrong. Oh yeah, and a little bit of the underside of the holder for the scope would be showing on the top. We can probably give this some bevel on the edges here too, so everything's not just straight up freaking rectangles. There we go. And okay, so now we just need the top of this to be right. Whew. I'm sweating. Alright, trying to think. Make sure I zoom out enough that I can get the angle of this right. It's got to be the opposite angle here. So I remember I had these, what I did, I think, is I did this number where I cut it out and then I shrunk it in a little bit like that. Kind of just use that as a guide. I figured if it had like a little bit of like a place here where it could absorb some like recoil, like towards the stock. I know recoil is a thing in guns. Even ones that are like mostly energy based, I imagine there will be some sort of feedback, haptic feedback. That's one. Well, I think that's actually. Oh, I had the little. I had some space in between. Okay, I see. I see what I did. Alright. So I need to do that and that. There's that, there's that. And bring it in even more here. This would actually come up a little bit here. Something like that. Alright. Almost there. I also gotta go through and adjust some of these lines here. You know what? I'll wait till we're done to do that. I'm gonna get rid of some of this though. These like artifacts from the model. Oh man, my shoulder's starting to hurt. Awesome. I love it. That's my favorite. So, I think I kind of have it. So it's decently fat coming this way. Try to line this up. It comes out. Kind of like this. And it comes in. Oops. Fix the slide. It's a little bit better. Alright, so it's got a little bit of a bevel here. And we're going to have to change this line here to also have a bevel. So I'm going to do kind of like this. There we go. It's a little bit better. This line's kind of going here, so we see its shape a little bit. Alright, let's put the end here. That. And we're going to have a little bit of a taper right there. There's also comes like this. We're just going to have that meet like that. And I had these little sections where they could like come out and anchor into the ground a little bit. So I had to put those. Actually, it looks like I have two tapers here, so let me do that now that I'm looking at it. So we'll do that. Sure, I follow these lines. I'm not going to erase them. Let's get the bottom part here. I remember we're not going to be able to see a lot of it from this angle. Something like that. Sure, these lines are connected. We got another bevel going on here. Like that. There. And then we just need the little anchors, and then I can go through and clean up these lines, and then we'll clean up the silhouette, add the little glowy parts, and then this angle will be done. I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to do today because my shoulder's starting to hurt really bad. So it might be a little bit of a shorter stream, so I'm so sorry about that, guys. I'm a dummy and I hurt myself when I was younger. I was like, me super strong. Me can overhead press on 135. And I did do it. But now my shoulder hurts forever. Well, not my shoulder, my like trap technically, but it's like it's around my shoulder, so I'm just gonna call it my shoulder. It's a trap, bro. Get it right. It's called a grind, bro. I love that movie. So good. There's girls watching. Oh, let's see, I got another bevel kind of here. Or kind of goes like this. Yeah. Just a little bit. Actually, goes more like that. And then the other anchor is in this part. All right, close enough. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn off the silhouette here. I'm going to clean up these lines. And then I think we're going to have to call it for today because I don't want to hurt myself too much. Again, listen to your body. You know, if you're in pain for any kind of like work you're doing, it's a good idea not to continue to do it because you're just going to injure yourself further, and then you won't be able to do the things you want to do. So, pretty self-explanatory, but people don't always abide by that, myself included. I hurt myself sometimes because I'm just like, oh, I just want to get this layer done, bro. And then I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Why are you like this? At least I got to hang out with you guys for a little while. That makes me happy. And then my favorite stream is tomorrow, so that's always exciting. By the way, I have a pin post that I do every single week on my Twitter where you can submit your artwork, and I will show it off on stream on Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah. If you're an artist, don't be shy. I want to see your beautiful artwork. So does the rest of the world. So you should show it. Nobody's going to know how talented you are if you don't show it, so. I have a really cool, like, super supportive art community too, so we all hang out and, like, glaze the art together. So if that sounds like fun to you, you should totally show up. I know that these past, like, couple streams have been kind of, like, low-key and chill, but, the art streams are usually like a lot more exciting because there's more people to talk to. I don't know. I kind of like doing things that I'm bad at on stream because it like kind of holds me more like accountable towards actually like trying to do them and getting them done. Because if I wasn't on stream, I probably would have just not done this. Imposter syndrome would be like, this was bad. You should feel bad, and I'd be like, no, why? Damn you, imposter syndrome. My greatest enemy. Speaking of imposter syndrome, it's like the most like strange thing that like your brain is like wired to do. It's the weirdest thing. Like a lot of it has to do with like your upbringing too, but still, the fact that your brain has the capacity to be like, you shouldn't try things, it's pretty fucked up. I don't like it. Oops. Wild erasing. Alright, that is probably good enough there. So, now what I can do is I can fix the silhouette pretty easy. So I just turn it back on, and then anything's on the outside here, I can delete it. And then let me actually get rid of this. And then I can invert that. Grab the color, and then fill it all back in. Hell yeah. Alright, we got a top view. It looks okay. I mean, it looks good enough. I think it's fine. But yeah, I'll have to do put the glowies on stuff on it later, and then I'll have to finish this view here. And then once we're done with that, we can go ahead and we can draw it onto the character here, actually onto JoJo. So let me go ahead and throw you guys in the lobby. I'm sorry that today's stream's a little too short. Like I said, I have to take care of my body here. I have a lot of commission work to work on this weekend, so I want to preserve my shoulder for that. Again, I have the art share stream tomorrow, so make sure you guys follow me to see when I go live for that. If you really like the type of content I do, please consider subscribing. That would help me out tremendously. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. And I'll check you then.